Hi guys, it's Emily, and today I'm here to bring you a brief haul. I got 2 books for my birthday, and then I recently picked up 3 books at my hometown library, so let's just get right into it. The first book I got for my birthday was Book Towns by Alex Johnson. This is a book that my mom heard about on the radio, and it's just what it says. It is a book full of towns that have a bookish theme to them, and these are all like very obscure towns. Like, it's not like London or Paris or anything like that. Like, I hadn't heard of any of these towns, and so it's just a book of towns, and there's a little blurb about each one, and then pictures. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. I've sort of skimmed it, but I haven't really, gone through it and read each page, but I'm looking forward to it. I then received Spoken Into Being by Michael E. Williams, and Michael was a person that I knew in real life. He was my pastor when I was living in Nashville, and he recently passed away earlier in the year quite suddenly, and my parents came to visit me in Nashville, and they got to meet Michael when they were there, and so my mom purchased this for me. Michael was known for being a storyteller. That was one of his favorite things to do, and so I am under the impression that this is all about his stories and like telling stories and things like that. So I'm looking forward to this one, and I'm really touched that my mom got it for me for my birthday. And then I got 3 books recently at my hometown library. I was in town for an appointment, and I decided to run by and pick up some books. I'm technically not supposed to be using that library anymore because I don't live in their service area, but my card doesn't expire until August, so I figured I might as well go ahead and get some things that my current library where I work doesn't have. And I am one of those type A people where I keep lists of like all the books I want to read and stuff, and I have them divided up by like where I can get them, at the library or at my university library or wherever, or if they're not available. And so there's about 12 books that my hometown library has that my new employer does not have. So these are 3 of those books. So let's just get into them. The first one is All the Money in the World by Laura Vanderkam. This is a book that's been on my TBR since 2014, and my impression is that this is about like saving money and determining what's really important in life and all sorts of things like that. Ever since I moved into my new place, I've been really interested in making sure that I'm living on a strict budget and that I have enough money for the things I need, and also being responsible in terms of what I purchase and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to this. And also at my work, I've recently been tasked with developing a financial literacy program for our library, so I'm really excited, and hopefully this will work for that as well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I then got Margaret Fuller, A New American Life by Megan Marshall. Megan Marshall is the author of The Peabody Sisters, which was a fantastic book, one of my all-time favorite nonfiction books, and The Peabody Sisters is one of the few nonfiction books that I went out and bought after I read the library copy because I loved it so much. Margaret Fuller is a figure from the American Transcendentalism movement, which took place in the early 1800s in the New England area, specifically Boston and Concord, Massachusetts. And Margaret Fuller is a figure that comes up in a lot of books that I've read in the past, but I've never really read that much about her directly, and so I'm really looking forward to picking this up. Margaret Fuller was what we would consider now to be a feminist, and she worked, for the Dial, which is the Transcendentalism newspaper, and she wrote books, and she was a teacher, and then she moved to Italy, and she fell in love with an Italian count, and they had a child together, and then on the way back to America, her ship wrecked, like right off the coast of Massachusetts, and so it was really tragic. She was only like 35 years old, and her boat was like literally in sight of the shore, and I can't remember, I think I got caught on some rocks or something happened, but I sure don't talk about it in this book, so I'm really looking forward to this book as well. And then the last one I picked up is the one I've already started reading, which is Florence Harding, The First Lady, the Jazz Age, and the Death of America's Most Scandalous President by Carlos Zafara Anthony, and this is a 645-page book, and as you can see, I have my place marked, and then I also mark the notes because I'm one of those weird people who like to go back and review the notes as I'm reading. But Florence Harding is a very interesting lady, and I've had this book on my TBR since 2016. And of course, Warren Harding is quite, he's pretty much the worst president we've ever had, besides like James Buchanan. He was known for being, he didn't have the capability of telling his friends no, and so his friends were using his position to do very bad things. And then Warren was also known for being for a womanizer, and he had multiple illegitimate children by various women, but he never had any children with Florence. And as the book goes into, there wasn't much of a relationship between the two of them. It started out good, but it sort of fizzled out over time, and Florence became, a lot more interested in what she could do politically versus, her position at home. And so this was a very fascinating book, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm glad I picked it up. So those are all the books I've acquired recently, the 2 that, are added to my TBR, and the 3 that are already on my TBR. I'm really excited about all of these books, and I'm looking forward to them. I hope everybody's having a great day, and you've accumulated some great books recently, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!